What's good, everybody? We're going to do this live today. I'm so excited about this. If you have been looking at our events calendar, you know that we're doing this live. We are putting up our complete portfolio performance. And I want to say sort of a few words about this real quick, because this was challenging. This was really, really challenging. I get the question all the time, hey, Dustin, if I join you at Jazz, how'd you do in the past, right? What sort of returns can I expect? And that's a delicate question. If you've ever asked that to a financial advisor, they usually give you some explanation about, well, you know, regulations are really tight around here, but that's a good thing because you know that your money is safe and all that. And that's the answer they're supposed to give you. I was trained to give you that answer. So I know I have given that answer in the past. And I always wondered, like, why don't we just show how we did? Like, don't lie to people. Just show them what we did, how we do, and go from there. But there are so many rules, and God forbid you break one rule if you're going to show performance, you get in a lot of trouble. So what we did is we went through, I want to thank Renee, actually. She's the head of our compliance. She went through and made sure we did everything the way we're supposed to. But the second thing I want to talk about is, why don't other financial advisors show performance? Have you ever wondered why you don't see? You can't go to like your local financial advisor or Charles Schwab or some other company and see how they do, right? The reason is because they don't actually manage anything. You are paying them to choose a mutual fund for you, and the mutual fund is being managed by some other dude somewhere, whatever the name is on the fund. So you're really paying somebody to do a little research for you and choose a mutual fund. Now, I'm not like, I'm brushing up on my Dave Ramsey. I was never a Dave Ramsey guy. I was a Bruce Williams guy. So I missed out on the whole Dave Ramsey craze, but I'm watching. Whenever I can, I'll watch a little something. I get what he's saying, but I get a lot of calls from people that go, hey, I'm a Dave Ramsey fan. I called one of their advisors, or somehow they call you, or I don't know what happens there. And here's what they told me. And all I keep hearing is the advisor has chosen these mutual funds for me, and this is what they're going to charge me, Dustin. It looks like about what you charge. The answer is no. You're going to pay a guy to do some research and choose a mutual fund for you. You could just go choose the same mutual fund. You know that, right? Like you don't have to use someone to choose a mutual fund. You could just go do your own research. Go to Morningstar.com and look up mutual funds there. Go type in mutual fund performance. You don't have to pay an advisor for that. So that's why they don't show their performance. They have no performance. They choose mutual funds. We're doing it way different here at Jazz. We have the funds. They are managed by us. They are created and put together and constantly adjusted so that you can see that. And I want to show you, I don't want to make this too long of a video, but I want to show you where you can go and see the different funds that we offer at Jazz Wealth. They don't cost you anything, right? We don't charge you to choose one of them. And so you probably see on the website, the little screen right here, right? Ooh, it's on the screen. You'll go to Jazz Wealth. It's all live now. If you want to just go there, if you can't see it, it's not big enough for you. The very first selection under services, the drop down there, is now portfolios and performance. No joking here. This was just updated today. We're actually going to update it once a week so that we can get the right data. We'll probably update it, like Saturday or something, or it'll kick over on Saturday. But these are all the different funds that we offer. We broke them down by speed. One of the things, if you've never watched me before, you've never seen this, but you know about Jazz, one of the things we do is we talk about investing for speed. The world makes it so complicated how you have to choose mutual funds and the names that they put on these mutual funds. We just said, look, you want to go as fast as possible? Here are two choices. You want to go not quite as fast as possible. Like if the markets are moving at a certain speed, you don't want to go quite as fast, no problem. Here's a choice. If you want to go a little slower, maybe you're getting closer to retirement or you have a bigger amount of money you're trying to hang on to, we can go back a little bit further. You're not going to beat the market, but we can go back a little further. If you want to go really slow, right, or you want a portion of your retirement or a portion of your long-term investments to go really, really slow, then that's cool too. We've got a portfolio for that. This would be more for someone in retirement or looking to protect. One of our clients won the lottery, believe it or not, and they just want to protect what they have. They don't really need a lot of growth. So what you can do now is go through and say, all right, I'm a young guy. I think I want to be aggressive. How about the aggressive stock portfolio? And by clicking on it, it will actually show you what's the goal of this portfolio. The goal of this portfolio and the history of our returns are that beat the S&P. And I hope there are a few people listening right now, because if anyone ever tells you you cannot beat the S&P 500, they just made it very clear they don't know what they're talking about, right? It's not a matter of opinion if you can beat it. It's a matter of building a portfolio that can beat it. I'll give you a great example. Go buy the S&P 500 and then buy Apple. Equally weight them together, and you will have a portfolio with a beta that's greater than the S&P 500. You will beat the S&P 500. Not by much, right? It's definitely not something I'm suggesting you do, but that's a sort of really simplistic example. If you want to know how we built this portfolio, and you're watching this video and you're like, oh, I'm about to rag on Dustin, I'm about to leave him a comment, go click on details. I tell you exactly how we built this portfolio, exactly how we manage it going forward. Why does it beat the market historically? It does. We did a class for our clients last night where we showed the returns on a graph and how it beats the market. Well, now if you're a real stock geek and you like to look into portfolios and stuff, here it is. Here's exactly how we created it. And if you go down towards the bottom, there are even more links that will take you to how the actual calculations of our returns are made. I mean, details, man, details. We covered every last base. So here's the performance of this fund. Now you can actually look at this and say, as of May 11th, had I been invested in this fund, or if I'm currently invested in this fund within some time period, here's where we're at. I don't want you to get lost when you're looking around here, lost at looking through the performance. I want you to notice one thing right down here at the bottom. If I could highlight any one thing in this video while you're looking through the performance, it's this: the volatility. How volatile will this portfolio be relative to the S&P 500? Okay. Now we go over how we calculate the volatility and how we adjust it. But the important thing for most of you that don't want to take too much of a detailed look into this is that this portfolio is more volatile than the S&P 500. Very important. Our goal is 14. If we can get this to 14, we're happy. We don't like to see it too much over 14, but it will occasionally go over that. Here's the volatility of the S&P. So this is for the long-term the stock mix fund. We currently have 31 stocks in this portfolio. We have exchange traded fund products. They're really popular, right? Now, if you're in or want to participate in the long-term aggressive ETF fund, here is the performance. Notice that it's not quite as volatile. We'd actually like to get this closer to 11. The markets have been sort of quiet for a while. It's hard to really do that. But just know that that's our goal there. So we don't want to be like beating the market. We don't want that kind of excess volatility. We want to be very close to it. Here's the details. If you want to know how we built the portfolio, how it's going, here we go. You can even look even further if you like. I think you get the point, right? As you go down the list, you will see, all right, what if we want to go a little bit slower? We want to go just a little slower. The volatility of this portfolio is around 8.5. We'd actually like that to be closer to 9. And here's how the portfolio has performed. It's updated every week for you. If you want to know exactly what the goals are, what we're trying to do here with these, then you can, dig through. Now you've got it all public. So here's the last little point I'll make. As you go through this, keep in mind, if you're an existing customer, we did our class last night. That video is in your email. We went through all the details and all of the performance in greater detail than this. Please check your email if you're one of our customers. Otherwise, what I want you to keep in mind is if you've been thinking about us, you're like, I don't know, I've got this account, I might want to transfer it to Jazz. How do they do? And can I compare it to how the existing company I'm using is doing? Now you can, right? I'm not saying, we're going to win over everybody, but now you could say, well, if I take, say, 70% and I go into the new aggressive stock portfolio and I do the other 30% in something low volatility, what could I expect? Now you're able to look at that and know that, of course, what happened in the past may not happen in the future, but now our goal isn't to pick stocks. We are not stock pickers. We are portfolio managers where, if you want a portfolio that moves really slow, we can do that. Right around 4. That's our goal on that one. So you can see the S&P is going to be going faster. The volatility here on the low volatility fund is going to be a lot lower. That's our goal. So you could mix and match. You could say, Dustin, I'm going to sign up. I'm going to transfer an account. I'm going to do something, but I want some here. I want some here. What do you think? And I will walk you through that. If you are one of our customers and you are going, hey, I don't know, which one have I just joined you? I don't know. Which one am I in? Log into your account. On the home page, it will say in orange, right in the center of the page, it will say in orange, long-term aggressive ETF or long-term aggressive, moderate, whatever it may be. You will see it right there in orange, and by clicking on that, you can dig as deep as you like to see the holdings inside of them. A couple other things I want to point out before we go. If you're watching us for the first time, the stock portfolio, we have 31 stocks in that one at the moment. We have a dividend-based portfolio. A lot of people ask for dividends, like, Dustin, I just want to soak up the dividends. Just announced this one. It has 100 stocks in it at the moment. Now think about that. If you're investing, you're a DIY investor. First of all, nothing wrong with that. I love the idea of the DIY investor. But at a retail brokerage firm, could you buy 100 stocks? Think of the commission you would pay. If you're at Vanguard and you said, I want to replicate this. I see right here what Dustin's saying. Screen the 100 largest securities based on market cap, blah, blah, blah. I see what he's doing. I want to replicate that. Sure, you could go do that, but it's going to cost you whatever Vanguard charges or TD Ameritrade, $5 a transaction. You're looking at $500 to $700 every time you buy and sell. Our customers don't pay any commissions. They do not pay for us to change portfolios for them, whether there's 5 ETFs or 100 stocks in the portfolio. We never charge commissions for that. So actually one customer, I'll bet you he's here. He wanted to be here today. Changes his investments pretty much constantly. I got to get him to sort of settle down and focus, but you know, he never gets charged a commission for that. So if you joined us, transferred your account, and you said, I want the long-term stock portfolio, a month or two go by and you go, you know what, I'd like to split it up a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, no problem whatsoever. All right. That's it for me. I'm going to wrap it up. I appreciate everybody that joined us here live. I hope that helps. Leave us a comment if you have more questions. We'll be back at 4 o'clock and do the live update for the public. And then, of course, we're doing our private update for our clients as to how all of these portfolios specifically have performed for you. We've got a great one coming. So we will talk to you later. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you soon.